Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sada Shiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Parampara. We have concluded the text Saddarshan. We'll begin a new text today. Adi Shankaracharya ji has composed several texts as Prakarana Grantha, like Tattva Bodh, Atma Bodh, Vivek Chudamani. They are very good texts to be studied for a seeker of truth, a student of Vedanta, or a student of the path of inquiry. These texts are very important, and it gives a comprehensive knowledge about the Advaita philosophy, non-dual reality. But then what happens is that, having studied these texts, they are Prakarana Granthas, then of course we are exposed to Vedanta, and maybe some exposure to even the Upanishads. Then a time comes when we are doing this Upanishads and the Mahavakyas, like the Prajnanam Brahma, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atma Brahma, and Aham Brahmasmi. So these are the Mahavakyas. Then when we come to that, it is very difficult to comprehend, because sentence, an ordinary sentence that we hear, there is a direct meaning. Even in the day-to-day dealings also, communications also, a sentence may have several meanings. Depending upon the words used, same word will carry a different meaning in a different context. So many different things are there. So these are the day-to-day communications we come across. Misunderstandings, miscommunications happen. Now we are talking about something that is the subtlest of all. And in very subtle concepts, subtle ideas, and subtle statements, there can be a lot of confusion. Things may not be so straightforward. See, so maybe Adi Shankaracharya ji must have also contemplated over it, thought over it, and he thought that he should have an exclusive exposition on just one statement, one of the Mahavakyas. That is the instruction of the Guru, the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, that thou art. The other three statements are, of course, Prajnanam Brahma is kind of a indicative Lakshana Vakya. Upadesh Vakya is Tattvamasi. Then Ayam Atma Brahma, that is the Anubhav Vakya, followed by Aham Brahmasmi is Prastava Vakya. So the instruction of Guru is, once he has given the Lakshana Vakya, Prajnanam Brahma, consciousness, or pure awareness is the absolute truth, and then the instruction is Tattvamasi, you are that. That you are, Tattvamasi. Now when this statement is heard, Tattvamasi, it is not easy to comprehend it. Because Sadhguru is telling me that I am that which is infinite and absolute. At the moment in my ignorance, I consider myself to be a tuchha jiva. And then how can I be that infinite absolute truth? Beyond all the limitations, beyond all the bondages. Of course, everybody would like to be that. But at this moment in time, in my ignorance, I still cannot comprehend that. So then Adi Shankaracharya must have thought over it that this must be a difficult part. So exclusive exposition on that one Mahavakya Tattvamasi. He came up with this text called Vakya Vritti. Vakya is a sentence or a statement, and here specifically Vakya is Mahavakya, the great statement from the Upanishads. And one particular Mahavakya, that is Tattvamasi, which comes in Chandogya Upanishad of Samaveda. So this is an exposition on that. Sutrasya Artha Vivaranam Vritti. You see? So exposition, exhaustive exposition of every word very lucidly. That is this Vritti. And Vrittim Vedayati iti Vartikam, or Vritti Vivaranam. That is commentary on Vritti is Vartikam. Now this text Vakya Vritti, which Adi Shankaracharya has composed, it is in the form of a dialogue, Guru Shishya Samvada. This Guru Shishya Samvada also took place in Chandogya Upanishad between Rishi Aruni and Shvetaketu, where this Tattvamasi Mahavakya also comes. In any statement, there are words and the sentence is there. So there is Shabdartha, that is word meaning. Shabdartha or even Vachyartha, that indicates word meaning. We have a word meaning, and after that, then there is Vakyartha. Vakyartha is the meaning of the sentence. Meaning of the sentence. So there is Shabdartha or Vachyartha, that is word meaning, followed by Vakyartha, meaning of the sentence. And the third one is Lakshartha. Lakshartha is the indicative meaning. So in Vedantic statements, this is an indicative meaning. When Tattvamasi is said, you are that, on the surface of it, it is impossible that how can I be a tuchha jiva, a mere mortal, a tuchha jiva, how can I be compared to that infinite self? So on the surface of it, it appears impossible. But then there is Lakshartha, there is an indicative meaning, and how we arrive at the truth of that statement, that is the most important factor. So that detailed meaning, that is what Adi Shankaracharya does in this particular text. There are 53 shlokas in this, and all these 53 shlokas are good for contemplation. Can be used during contemplation, meditation. They're very good. And he has dealt with this particular Mahavakya very exhaustively. Hopefully, by the time we complete the text, we'll get some idea about this Tattvamasi. We have heard about it many times. And okay, Tattvamasi, the statement says that you are that. I am Brahman, I am that absolute truth, but at the moment I have no experience or no idea or no awareness of it. It is only mere words for me. So how to get to that depth of its meaning, how to comprehend it. So here, a seeker approaches the Guru. Now this seeker is an adhikari. he has already studied the Prakarana Granthas. He is an adhikari, he has studied the Prakarana Granthas, and having studied that, yet for him, he still cannot comprehend the statement Tattvamasi, that you are that he cannot comprehend. So with this particular doubt, he approaches the teacher. So he is not an ordinary seeker. He is not a fresh one, a novice. That first time with absolutely no knowledge of it, he has approached the teacher. No. He has studied the scriptures, he had done some sadhana, Prakarana Granthas he has studied, and he is an adhikari, he has got that Viveka Vairagya, that Shat Sampatti, and all that thing is there. And having done that also, having studied the scriptures also, this particular statement is bothering him. So this entire text is in the form of a dialogue between the teacher and the disciple, Guru and disciple. This is Guru Shishya Samvada. Now, like any text we take up for study, first we invoke the Lord. So in the first two shlokas, Adi Shankaracharya ji also invokes the blessings of the Lord and the teacher. So first shloka is about the Lord, and the second one is invoking the grace and blessings of the teacher. So the first shloka starts with Sarga Sthiti Laya Laya Hetu Machintya Shaktim Vishveshwaram Vidita Vishwamananta Murtim Nirmukta Bandhanam Apara Sukham Burashim Shri Vallabham Vimala Bodhaghanam Namami Sarga Sthiti Pralaya Hetum Achintya Shaktim Vishveshwaram Vidita Vishwam Anantamurtim Nirmukta Bandhanam Apara Sukha Amburashim Shri Vallabham Vimala Bodhaghanam Namami. So prostrations, Vimala Bodham Namami. So prostrations to that pure consciousness, Vimala Bodham. Shri Vallabha, the beloved of Lakshmi. So, who is the cause of Sarga Sthiti Laya? That is creation, maintenance, and destruction. Laya, dissolution. The cause. Hetum is the cause. Achintya Shaktim. Achintya Shaktim means unthinkable power. We cannot think about it. It is beyond the thinking, beyond the powers of thinking. We cannot even imagine the power. Achintya Shaktim. Vishveshwaram Vidita Vishwam Anantamurti, of endless forms. This Lord of the universe, Sarvajna, Viditam, Sarvajna and Anantamurti, of endless forms. Then Nirmukta Bandhanam, Apara Sukha Amburashim. Nirmukta Bandhana means free of all kinds of limitations and bondages. Nirmukta Bandhana. Apara Sukha Amburashim. Apara, shoreless ocean of bliss. Amburashim is the ocean. Sukha, bliss or happiness. Apara, shoreless. So this is ocean, Amburashim. Sri Vallabha. Now, in the very first line, he has given the cause of this entire existence. We infer the cause from the effect. But cause is not evident in the effect many a times. This is seen. Like burning power is not found in the blisters. Blisters is the effect. Burning power is the cause, but it is not found there. So also, the Jagat is the effect of Maya Shakti, but we can't see Maya Shakti in this Jagat, which is not evident. Therefore, Jagat is pure self alone, as well as this Shakti also. Nothing can be independent of this Shakti. Nothing can be independent of this pure self. This Shakti is also that Upadhi. So that absolute truth, Brahman, with the Upadhi of Maya Shakti is Ishvara. And that Ishvara is the cause of Sarga Sthiti Pralaya. That is the creation, sustenance and dissolution. Achintya Shakti. And then Vishvesharam Vidita Vishwam Anantamurtim, of endless forms. Though it has got endless forms, does it get affected by that? It doesn't get affected by that endless forms. The sufferings of a dreamer doesn't affect its substratum, the waker's mind. So similarly, because this is the projection, the entire Srishti, or this creation is a projection of the total mind. As the individual dream is a projection of the individual mind, and that dream doesn't affect the waker's mind. Similarly, the entire existence, the creation, is a projection of that total mind, and it doesn't affect the substratum whatsoever. So, Ananta Rupam, but it is not affected by that. Vishveshwaram Viditam Vishwam Anantamurtim. Then, Vinirmukta Bandhanam, free from all limitations. First limitation is the limitation of duality, free from that limitation. Limitations of space, time, causation, objects and causation. So it is not limited. Duality is not there, so objects are not there. It is not limited by space and time. It is beyond space and time. We have seen when we studied Saddarshana about the time. Why it is beyond time? Because time was defined as the interval between two thoughts. When there are no thoughts, time is not born. So, if you are observing a mind and there are no thoughts, so in the absence of thought, the consciousness was the illuminator of the absence of thought was there. And then the thought came, first thought came. The time yet can't be measured unless the second thought comes. So when the second thought comes up, then the interval between two thoughts is measured as time. So in the absence of time also, this illuminator was there, illuminating the absence of thoughts. So when there was absence of thought, there was no time. So this illuminator is beyond time. That is how this illuminator is beyond time. And it is also beyond space. Because space is also one of the five great elements. And space is again inert and insentient, jada. And there has to be a conscious knower to know the existence of space and its quality, that it accommodates everything. So it is limited beyond the limitations of space and time, beyond the limitations of object, because it is non-dual, free from duality, non-dual. And beyond the limitation, there is no causation, because it is the ultimate cause of everything. It is not an effect of any cause. So it is causeless cause of everything. So nirmukta, it is free from all kinds of bondages. And then there are other kinds of bondages also. Jiva Jagata, Jiva Ishvara, Ishvara Jagata, then Jiva Jiva and Jagat Jagata. So these kind of five kinds of bondages are there. So even this pure self, this is free from those kind of bondages also. Then, now here, Sri Vallabham, Vimala Bodha Ghanam Namami. Vimala Bodha Ghanam. Bodha Ghanam. So Bodha Ghanam. Ghanam is the mass of, homogeneous mass of pure awareness, pure consciousness of pure awareness. When we talk of homogeneous mass of pure awareness, it is thought-free, it is objectless. Otherwise, when we say that awareness. What are you aware of? Aware of some thoughts? Aware of some objects? No. So this is thought-free, objectless awareness. That is pure knowledge. Otherwise, when you talk of knowledge, knowledge is of something, of some object, and knowledge is, or if the objective knowledge is that it is thought-based. So this is pure knowledge. It is thought-free. It is objectless. It is not of any particular object, and there are no thought modification there. So it is thought-free, objectless, pure awareness. So Vimala Bodha Ghana. So in this prayer, the prostrations are to that supreme reality. Here, in some places, it is Sagun Sakar also, Shri Vallabham. Shri Vallabham, the beloved of Lakshmi, Shri Vallabham. So prostrations to that Sagun Sakar is there. Sagun, Nirakar, formless but with attributes, and so on. And Nirgun Nirakar. So, in the very first shloka, we have invoked the Lord. Begins the text Vakya Vritti, that is the tradition that we always invoke the Lord before starting anything. So, Adi Shankaracharya, keeping the tradition, invoke the Lord in the very first shloka. Now, having said that, in the second shloka, he invokes the blessings, grace and blessings of the Guru. In second shloka. Yasya prasadadahmeva Vishnu Mayeva sarva parikalpitam cha Itham vijanami sadatma rupam Tasyangri padmam pranatosmi nityam Yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnu Mayi eva sarvam prakalpitam cha Itham vijanami sadatma rupam tasya angri padmam pranatah asmi nityam. Nityam, always. So, tasya angi padmam. That is the lotus feet. Lotus feet. I prostrate to the feet of my Guru again and again. Because yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnu, yasya prasadat, by his grace alone. You see, by Guru's grace alone, the disciple realizes his true self. By Guru's grace alone. So yasya prasadat ahameva Vishnu, culminating in the wisdom that I alone am Vishnu, all pervading essence, the Vishnu. Yasya prasadat. Mai eva sarva prakalpitam cha. Mai eva sarva prakalpitam cha means it is all projected or superimposed on me alone. You see, here Vishnu is referred to as the sarva-vyapi entity, all pervading entity. The first shloka was Vyatireka Sadhana, where the self, the pure entity, is isolated, non-dual and all that thing. Now here it is Anvaya Sadhana of the absolute, from the absolute standpoint. There is, from the absolute standpoint, there is no Jagat. Nothing is there from the absolute standpoint. So, as from the water standpoint, there is no ocean, no wave, no bubble, nothing. From the water standpoint. From the ocean standpoint, there is water and the waves. Without water and the waves, the ocean can't exist without water. Waves cannot exist without water. As regards water is concerned, there is only water and nothing else. So, this Jada Jagat, insentient world, Sansara, Srishti, is not apart from that I, that all-pervading I, the consciousness. So, without this pure self, this Sansara, this Srishti, this creation also cannot exist. As it is, apart from infinite, nothing can exist. If there is an entity that is infinite, we call it an infinite, then nothing ever can exist apart from that infinite. This is as plain and simple it is. Because infinite cannot be more than two. More than one, there cannot be an infinite. Because by the very presence of the other, both become finite. So infinite is ekameva advitiya. There is no other than that. So therefore, this world, this creation has got no separate independent existence apart from that pure self, that pure consciousness. So this consciousness is the substratum of this entire world, creation. Therefore, it is Chaitanya Maya, because other than that, there is nothing. At the substratum, this pure Vimala Bodha Ghana, that is what is there as a substratum for the entire creation. So, all pervading. And therefore, it is not Jada. What is appearing is only an appearance. But of course, we do get carried away by that because certain things are sentient, certain are unsentient, insentient. And therefore, we are so much involved and engrossed into this world. But like a dream, as long as the dream is there, they are real to us. Everything in that, whatever is happening is real. If we are suffering, of course. And if we are enjoying, we are enjoying. But then, as soon as the dreamer becomes a waker, that dream world disappears. In fraction of a moment, everything is gone. So that is the state of that individual mind, individual dream. And the waking world is a projection of the total mind. So this is the total dream. That was the individual dream. This is the total dream. So therefore, highest spiritual sadhana, tasyangri padmam, angi padmam, pranatosmi nityam. The highest spiritual sadhana is living in perfect devotion with the teacher, with the guru. You see, and an attitude of total surrender. That surrender has to be there. Whether we follow the path of devotion or we follow the path of knowledge, in both the paths, surrender is most important. In the path of devotion, of course, the devotee, a bhakta, is surrendered to his Lord. Absolutely, total surrender. Nothing is mine, everything is Lord. So, whatever happens to him, everything goes to the Lord. Good or bad, whatever it happens, that is all Lord alone and nothing else. So, his life is simple. He doesn't blame anyone for whatever good or bad happens in his life. Because everything the Lord is doing. And when one is surrendered, whatever the Lord is doing, he is all doing it for my own benefit. I have nothing. It is he alone, everything. So his life is very simple. And as regards the path of inquiry is concerned, when the disciple approaches the Guru, of course, he has to totally surrender at the feet of the Guru. Without that surrender, generally we call Shraddha. I have dwelt on this topic many times. Shraddha is very important. Without Shraddha, we cannot progress on the spiritual path. Generally, Shraddha is taken as the meaning, the direct meaning, if you translate it, is a Shraddha means faith. Shraddha means Vishwas. But like many Sanskrit words, they cannot be directly translated. We can get an approximate meaning, but it cannot be fully translated. Like the word dharma, dharma cannot be fully translated into any other language. Similarly, Shraddha also to translate it fully is very difficult. Dharma, as it cannot be translated. Dharma doesn't mean religion. Dharma has got lots of meaning. Dharayati iti dharma. So they have, that word has got a lot of meaning. Dharma is the essence also. So dharma is duty also. A Kshatriya dharma. Kshatriya dharma, when that word dharma is used in Kshatriya dharma, that means it is the duty of Kshatriya. Dharma, Kshatriya dharma, duty of Kshatriya. So similarly, or Pitru dharma, duty of a father. Raj dharma, duty of a king. So here dharma, the word used is as duty. So it is not generally understood as it is understood generally as religion. No. So this dharma word has got different connotations and meanings and essence. Basically, it is essence, dharma. So therefore, the religion that is followed here is Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana, that is eternal. Dharma. Dharma is Dharayati iti dharma, that which is the essence without which it cannot exist. Without sweetness, sugar cannot exist. Without light, sun cannot exist. Without the burning power, fire cannot exist. They are the essence of that. So Sanatana Dharma, simply translated, will become eternal essence. Eternal essence, that is the substratum of everything. That is Sanatana Dharma. So similarly, the Shraddha, the word Shraddha, merely translating it as Vishwas or faith, doesn't give a complete meaning. Shraddha, the complete meaning of Shraddha comes out only when the word Samarpanam is added to that. Vishwas plus the element of Samarpanam, faith plus the element of surrender. That when the element of surrender is added to that, then the meaning of Shraddha comes out completely. And what does it actually mean? Surrender, what does it mean? Shraddha means Vishwas and the element of Samarpanam, or faith and the element of surrender. But surrender means what? It is easy to say that I am surrendered at my Lord's feet. But then there is a test also, whether I have really surrendered or not. What is the test that I have surrendered at my Lord's feet or at my Sadguru's feet? What is the real test? If I have total Shraddha means faith plus element of surrender. I am absolutely surrendered at his feet. Then there is only one test. How do I know that I have surrendered? I should not have any trace of any worry, any chinta in any corner of my mind regarding anything. Absolutely. That is the only test that I have completely surrendered. Regarding anything. Absolutely. That is Shraddha. That is total surrender. So it is easy to say that I have total Shraddha in such a deity or such a guru and all that thing. But when you actually come to that meaning, are you totally surrendered? And that will be tested. If there is, in any corner of the mind, if there is any trace of chinta, that means the surrender, there is some flaw in surrender. There is some flaw in Shraddha. Sometimes people come and when I ask them, how are things? Everything is fine. But only one thing is worrying me. The moment I hear the word worry, I immediately stop him and say that, do you have Shraddha in the Lord? Of course, Swami. Yeah, I have Shraddha in the Lord. Why did you ask? No, because just now you used the word you are worried about something. Yes, I am worried about something. But I said that then Shraddha and Chinta, they don't go together. Either you have Shraddha or you have Chinta. Because in one mind simultaneously Shraddha and Chinta cannot stay there. As in one sheath, or scabbard or sheath, whatever you call it, two swords cannot go in that, or two knives cannot go in that. So in one place, Shraddha and Chinta cannot stay. Either there is Shraddha or there is Chinta. Now you tell me, what do you have, Shraddha or Chinta? Oh, that way I never thought. So most of the people, when they are tested on their Shraddha, they fall short. For saying, everybody says, of course, we believe in God, I have Shraddha, I have faith in God and all that thing. But then, when we start testing our mind, somewhere in some corner of the mind, we have some kind of chinta, some kind of worry regarding something. So that is where there is some flaw. So it is not easy. So this Shraddha is very important. When you are totally surrendered, I tell you, this surrender, people want to see miracles. People want to experience miracles. I tell them, just totally surrender. have total Shraddha, totally surrender, and you can see miracles happening in your life every day. That total surrender has to be there, and you see miracles happening every day. But that doesn't come easily because we are habituated about worrying something. If you do not have any kind of worry, then we are worried about, I don't have any worries at all. Then we are more afraid that something is not right. Because having some kind of worry is a normal situation. If there are absolutely no worries, this is an abnormal situation. We have made ourselves like that, unfortunately. So therefore, this Shraddha, when it comes to spirituality, this is extremely important. Even in our day-to-day living also, the Shraddha, the surrender is extremely important. Without the Shraddha, we cannot survive in this world. We, in our day-to-day life also, we go about our daily chores based on Shraddha only. When we go to sleep at night, it is with Shraddha on those who build that room, the ceiling and all that thing we have surrendered at their feet. At night when I'm sleeping on my bed, the ceiling will not fall on me. So if I have slightest doubt about their work, those masons or those engineers or those architects, they didn't do a proper work. If I have a doubt about it, I'll not sleep in that room. So the very fact that I'm sleeping there, that means I'm totally surrendered there to their work. Unknowingly, we are surrendering like that. You see, morning we wake up, we are surrendered to the toothpaste manufacturer that he has put only pure toothpaste in that tube and not any poison. And we use that. When we get into a vehicle, we are surrendered to the vehicle that it will not break down on the way. And we are surrendered to the driver also that he will not cause accident. You see, if there is a doubt about the vehicle or the driver will not get into that vehicle. When you take a flight also, we are surrendered to the aircraft, we are surrendered to the pilot. If we have any doubt about the aircraft or the pilot will not board the flight. So because of that Shraddha, we survive in this world, we go about like that. If we have doubt about everything, if we are not surrendered, then we have had it. We cannot live our life. Our life will become a hell. Before eating any food, let me send a sample to the lab for testing whether there is no poison or anything like that. So we are surrendering at all times, but one place we have to surrender and then leave all our worries at his feet. This I have told many people also, that we have to experience it. At night time, before going to bed, whatever a puja room is there, just go and do pranam. Bow down completely, touch the head on the floor in front of your Ishta Devta and relax there. Unburden yourself, unburden everything, all the worries and tensions, and throughout the day, whatever you had, just unburden there. And you actually experience feeling light when you get up from there. And then go to bed. In the morning also, when we have done our puja, when we do the prostrations, that time also we surrender that, unburden everything there, and get up there light. This has to be experienced. It is tremendous. Many people have got this experience. It's very good. That is the real surrender. I surrender, I unburden everything. Nothing is mine, everything is yours. You run the show. See, actually, the Lord has taken the management of our life. But then we think ourselves to be over smart. He has taken our contract to manage our life, but then we tell the Lord, give me the subcontract of my life, I'll manage it. So the Lord also says, Tathastu. And then we suffer. Let him manage it. He's a better manager. He's all knowing. Let him run the contract of running our life. So therefore, this surrender, this Shraddha, this prostration at the feet of the Lord or Guru, this is very important. And if we have understood this very clearly, if there is total Shraddha, there is no trace of any chinta on our mind, in any corner of our mind. And that is the only test that I am totally surrendered. If there is any chinta in any corner of my mind, that means there is some flaw in my surrender. There is some flaw in my shraddha. To say, I do say that I have shraddha, I have faith, and I have surrendered and all that thing. But when it comes to testing, there should be no trace of any chinta or worry in any corner of our mind. So, yasya prasada. Now to that Sadguru I have surrendered, and by his grace alone, by that Guru's grace alone, that I have realized, the disciple realizes his true self, culminating into the wisdom that I am that Vishnu. So, this is an important thing. The two invocation of the Lord and invocation of Guru's grace, they are very important. Now, having done that, then we move on to the next shloka, shlok 3. तापत्रयर्क संतप्तः कश्चित् उद्विग्नमानसः क्षमादि साधनैर्युक्तः सद्गुरुं परिपृच्छति. शिष्य उवाच अनायासेन येनास्मान् मुच्येयं भवबन्धनात् तन्मे संक्षिप्य भगवन् केवलं कृपया वद. तापत्रय अर्क संतप्त कश्चित् उद्विग्न मानसः क्षमादि साधनैः युक्तः सद्गुरुं परिपृच्छति. Now here, qualification of the student, the seeker, as well as Guru is given. So first three, tapatraya arka santapta kashchid udvigna manasa shamadhi sadhanaihi naihi yuktah. These are the qualifications of the sadhaka, the seeker. Sadgurum paripuchati. Sadgurum is the qualification of the teacher. Now, tapatraya santapta. Tapatraya arka santapta. Arka is the sun. So, scorched, tapatraya. Traya, three types of tapa. So, scorched by that. Santapta, scorched by that. What are the three types? Tapatraya. What are the three tapa? The three tapa. The first tapa is the problems, sorrows, miseries, and pain coming from the unknown sources, or it is the natural calamities that come. So that is called as Adi Daivik Tapa. That is earthquakes, cyclones, tsunami, volcanoes, and all that thing. So they are called as Adi Daivik Tapa. So the sufferings that come from that Tapa, that is the first type. So first Tapa, Adi Daivik. Second Tapa is the Adi Bhautik Tapa. Adi Bhautik Tapa is what? That comes from the things and beings around us. So in Adi Daivik Tapa, we have absolutely no control. We can't do anything about it. Adi Bhautik Tapa, that comes from our surroundings, from things and beings around us. So that Tapa, that misery, sorrows, and pain that comes from things and beings around us, that is Adi Bhautik Tapa. And to a great extent, we have again no control over that also. And then the third Tapa is Adhyatmik Tapa. Adhyatmik Tapa, that is the misery, sorrows, and pain that come from our own body, senses, mind, and the intellect. That gives us pain, sorrow, or miseries. So these are the three types of Tapa. Sufferings are there because in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna calls this body as Dukkhayatan. So it is a counter to experience pain. Dukkhayatan, Dukkhalayam. Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam, but the good part is Ashashvatam. So he calls this body as Dukkhalayam. alaya of dukkha, that is suffering. The little bit of joy, pleasure of happiness that we get a glimpse of it, this is only that Atmananda that expresses itself when the mind is free from desires. From time to time, when some desire is fulfilled, a little bit of that is expressed. That is it. Without that little bit of happiness, joy, pleasure, this life would be hell. Then nobody would like to live this life. Rather than they would commit suicide. So, but this is dukkhalayam. But the good part is ashashvatam. That is temporary, impermanent. That dukkhala is also impermanent, temporary only. It is not a permanent one. So this tapatraya, somebody who has seen miseries, sorrows and pain, not only adi daivik, adi bhautik, and plus also the adhyatmic. Adhyatmic is more. We ourselves suffer the aches and pains and different diseases and health issues of the body. Then our mind also suffers from psychological issues that we get from external stimuli also outside. So these two sufferings are there. And of course, the adibhautik sufferings that come from different types of beings, things and beings around us, that comes, relationship issues, health issues, financial issues, so many things are there. So these are the sufferings. So now, tapatraya santapta. To live life is not easy. Many types of problem comes. The major issues are, most of the people, the financial issues will be there, but health is a major issue. Something or the other goes on in the body. Nobody is 100%. There is no such thing as a healthy body. According to the Yoga Shastra, there are only two states of the body. Normally unhealthy or abnormally unhealthy. What is this normally unhealthy and abnormally unhealthy? When a baby is born, from the very next moment, the modification process starts in its body. It is called as vikara, the shad vikara. The modification process starts. It has to modify continuously. Every moment it is modifying because it has to meet the ultimate goal of its own destruction. So that entity which is continuously modifying itself to meet its own destruction cannot be called as a healthy one, isn't it? So Yoga Shastra defines it as normally unhealthy body, which is continuously modifying itself to meet its own destruction. When this process is going on, when a disease manifests in that body, then it is called as abnormally unhealthy. So that is normally unhealthy and abnormally unhealthy. They are the only two states. All the medical system can help us to prevent it from becoming abnormally unhealthy. But it cannot prevent it from being normally unhealthy. That process is there, it will go on. That we cannot do anything about it. We can try as much as possible to prevent it from becoming abnormally unhealthy. That's all we can do. Normally unhealthy it is there, we can't do anything about it. It will meet its own destruction at some point in time. So this is there. And if a grihastha is there, not only his or her own body, but then the families, other members are there, husband, wife, children, parents, and so on. So their health issues also is a botheration for the head of the family. So that is also there. That is also pain. If somebody is sick, nobody is happy at home. So that also bothers. So this is tapatraya. The health issues, psychological issues, mentally, anxiety, stress, tension, panic attack, depression, frustration, all these things also comes. Fear, overwhelming fear is there. That also disturbs us. So these kind of fears affecting the mind, affecting the body, then other issues, the financial issues, relationship issues, social issues, so many things are there. Finally, a seeker who is fed up of this, tapatraya arka santaptah kaschit, someone, udvigna manasah, udvigna. So udvigna is frustrated now. dejected, depressed due to all these kind of pain, these three types of sorrows, miseries, and pain that is there. He sees everywhere. There is only glimpses of a little bit joy here, a little bit of pleasure there, a little bit of happiness here, momentary. And then most of the time, he is involved into all this tapatraya. So he is now fed up. Is there a solution? Is this all life is about? That we are born and we go through the growing process, growing pains, school, college, job, profession, business, this, that, marriage, spouse, children, they grow up, we grow old, and ultimately the body drops. In between, then we go through lots and aches and pains. Is there a reality beyond this, or this is all that is there? So now this seeker, Kashid, someone who is now fed up of all that, frustrated and fed up, and he has lost this interest in this worldly life now. So he has developed vairagya. So once that position comes, unless the total vairagya comes, we cannot take to spirituality totally. You see, therefore that adhikari has to be there. And these kind of troubles are there. So adhikari has to be there. So vairagya, the first step towards spirituality is when one starts seeing through the world around us that there is no inherent joy, pleasure, or happiness in this. It is only apparent and it is momentary. And for that momentary joy, pleasure, or happiness, we give a huge investment in terms of time, effort, and money, which is not worth it. You see, that viveka has to awaken. When viveka awakens and vairagya born out of that viveka when it comes, that will remain. There is avesha, vairagya will not remain. Suddenly that vairagya has come to someone because of some loss, and suddenly some sad tragedy happened and things like that, and suddenly says that I want to give up this world and I want to renounce and I want to go into forest and all that thing. That doesn't last, because as soon as the conditions becomes conducive, he's back. So unless with viveka, with proper discrimination, he has analyzed this world and all the experiences of this world, and then come to this conclusion that there is no inherent joy, pleasure, of happiness in any part of this, anything in this world, not even an iota of that. So when he has come to that conclusion, then the vairagya that is born out of that will be lasting. Now this Kaschit Udvigna Manasa, someone who has gone through tremendous suffering now. Enough is enough now. So he has developed vairagya, viveka, he must have analyzed viveka, vairagya, and he has also had shamadhi sadhanaika. Now here Adi Shankaracharya, by saying shamadhi sadhanaika, he is giving sadhan chatushtaya. He is a sadhan chatushtaya sampanna adhikari. He has got viveka, he has got vairagya, because tapatraya arka santaptaha. So he has got viveka born out of that, vairagya born out of that. Now shama dhamma. Shama, the control of the mind. Dhamma, the control of the sense organs and the indriyas. And then shama dhamma uparama. That is the ability to withdraw the mind from the external world. Shama dhamma uparam. These are the qualities a seeker has to develop. Shama dhamma uparamam. And titiksha. Titiksha is fortitude, forbearance. That is, circumstances will always not be conducive to us. So whether we have that fortitude to bear it, titiksha and shraddha, of course, we have discussed, and samadhana, that contentment has to be there, samadhana. So this sadhan chatushtaya is there. So viveka, vairagya, samadhi, shat sampatti, and of course, because he is this tapatraya arka santaptaha, now he doesn't want any part of this. Now he wants a release, a liberation, freedom from all these things once and for all. He doesn't want any part of that. A freedom from all the aches and pains, the sorrows and miseries and all that thing, worries, everything. He wants total freedom now. So samadhi sadhanaika yuktaha. So this is the adhikari. So mumukshutvam he has got now. So he has got Sadhan Chatushray Sampanna Adhikari, Viveka Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Mumukshitvam, a burning desire for liberation. I do not want anything, absolutely. Anything in this world or other world, there are no Ashanas and nothing like that. I have no desire for anything. So this is what I want. And then Sadgurum Paripuchati. So these are the qualifications of the Tapatraya Santapta, Arka Santapta, Kashid Udvigna Manasa, Shamadhi Sadhanaiki Yukta. So this is the qualification of the sadhaka, the seeker, the disciple who is approaching. And Sadgurum, Sad, who is establishing Sad, the absolute truth. Paripuchati. So Paripuchati, asks, inquires or asks, Paripuchati. Sadguru is the one who is Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, well versed with the scriptures, and of course the knower of the truth also. So Sadguru Paripuchati, he inquires. So this is the approach. Now, Shishya Uvacha. Anayasena Yena Asman Muchayam Bhavabandhanat Tanme Sankshipya Bhagavan Kevalam Krupaya Vada. So now this disciple, such a Sadhan Chatushray Sampanna disciple, has approached the Sadguru, inquiring. Now he says that Anayasena. Anayasena means very easily. Anayasena, without much effort. Anayasena. Everything we want very easily, without much effort. Yena asman mucheyam. That is, I want to get liberated, by which effortlessly I can get liberated. Bhavabandhanat. Bhavabandhanat. Bandhana. Bhava. Becoming, that is the bondage of becoming. Bondage of this birth and death cycle. Bhavabandhana. That is becoming. Bondage of birth and death cycle. Continuous birth and death cycle. It is not enough that I get liberated from this particular life. Then I'll take form again and come. If not in this loka, some other loka. I don't want that. Bhavabandhanat. Becoming. This birth and birth and death cycle itself I have to get rid of. So I want to get liberated from this birth and death cycle. Bhavabandhanat. Tanme Sankshipya Bhagavan. Sankshipya, Tanme. So that Sankshipya, in brief. So this disciple wants an effortless technique of getting liberated from all the Bhavabandhanas, and that too in briefly. Sankshipya Bhagavan. So he is addressing Sadguru as Bhagavan. Bhaga. Bhaga is the one who is endowed with the 6 types of virtues. Samarthya is there, Yash, Aishwarya, Dharma, Vairagya, Jnana. So these are the 6 kind of virtues that the one who has got, it's called as Bhagavan, Bhaga. So Bhagavan, Kevalam Krupayavada. So only these you tell me. Krupaya, please tell me. So this is what the disciple has approached to the teacher, and now he is inquiring about that. So you see, the proper approach has to be there. This disciple is ready for this knowledge because now he has got nothing to do with this external world. He has given up. He has got no desire whatsoever with anyone for anything like that, and he has realized it is useless pursuit. It is a hoax that he was pursuing, and that has caused that has brought only misery, sorrow, and pain for him. Now he wants a release, liberation from all that bandhanas. So that is the right approach, a right disciple, and a right seeker with the real qualification. He has approached. So he has come to the Sadguru. Having said that, now Guru will address this disciple. What and how he is addressing this will take up in our next session. So if anybody has got questions on the subject that we have covered today, so they can ask.
Is anybody there who wants to ask the question?
I don't want to ask question, but what Swamiji said, come to that third stage where quick liberation.
That is what the disciple wants. He wants a quick liberation, an easy and effortless way, and that too he wants it to be explained very briefly, not an elaborate discourse on that. So,
Anybody else? Swamiji, I will ask the question.
okay.
The question is,
Pankaj bhai, I'll ask
Bolo.
something.
Sure. Go ahead.
Swamiji Hari Om. This surrender to the teacher. We say that yes, we have surrendered, but still we have some doubts, thoughts. But then how do we come to know that we are not surrendered completely?
Chinta.
So I said that there will be no chinta. If you have surrendered completely, there is no chinta. If you have not surrendered completely, there may be some chinta in some corner of our mind.
So that corner of the mind which chinta is there, that worry is there. How do you contemplate on that? How do you get rid of that?
Surrender completely.
No, that is a question. Na, ki surrender completely means after being so many years or life in body, mind, and intellect, how do we do it? How do we get rid of it?
The thing is that the surrender has to come. There has to be an altar in this world where we surrender completely without any reservation. That is an important factor. You see, and that surrender has to be complete in the sense that I have nothing, I am nothing, everything, you are everything. So whatever happens to this body, mind, intellect, it is not I, it is you alone. Everything is there. And I told you a technique also. Practice this technique at night time before going to bed. And as soon as we wake up and we do puja, when we finish puja again, we do that. We do the pranam. We touch the head on the floor and relax there, unburden everything. And you feel lightness coming, as if you have unburdened a big load and you feel very light. So this practice you have to do, and don't allow any worries to creep in, because he is there to worry. When we have surrendered, he has taken everything. When we don't surrender, we have taken the subcontract from him. Why take a subcontract? Let the main contract be with him only. No need of taking subcontract. So don't allow any worries, because worries doesn't help. You see, they don't help. So if there are two things, thinking and worrying. Worrying absolutely useless. Thinking can lead to some kind of a solution, but worrying doesn't lead to any solution. Only you are burning ourselves. Our mind keeps burning for years together, unnecessarily worrying about this, about that, about this. One worry is over, then another worry begins, then that is over, then the third worry begins. It goes on like that. But thinking and worrying, they are two different things. People think that the worrying is thinking. No, absolutely not. Because thinking will always lead to a solution. But worrying doesn't. Worrying unnecessarily. There are many people, 90 not out, and then they are worrying. So this kind of worry doesn't lead anywhere. I know. And when people don't have anything to worry, then they are really concerned, because they think that the normal condition is that there has to be some kind of worry. Then the life is normal. If there are no worries, life is not normal. There is something wrong somewhere. This is what it is. And people search for reasons to worry. Yes, nearly 20 years ago, I was taken to meet one Amma. And she was a retired doctor. At that time, when I went to meet her, she was 80 years old. I used to frequently go to a place, and that Amma told me that there is one old Amma, she would like to meet you. So I went to meet her. And she stays in a good bungalow. all alone, 2 daughters, both married to good places. They are happy and all that thing. And her husband passed away. She's alone and she's living in a palatial bungalow. She has got a servants, staff to take care of her. And she told me that she's a retired doctor, 80 years old, and she has no financial problems and she has no health issues also. A little bit of failing eyesight. She is using specs. That's it. Otherwise, she has no health issues also. No financial problem, no health issues. Daughter is well settled. And then she told me, Swamiji, I'm already 80 years old now, and now I'm worried. So I was wondering, what worry could this lady have when she is enjoying good health and she has got no financial issues? She is staying in a good bungalow. She has got staff to take care of her. And her daughters are also well settled. They are happy. What worry could this lady have? So I was very eager to know. So what that lady told me, Swamiji, generally as we age, then we get afflicted by some disease. And then that disease becomes the cause of our death. Now I'm already 80 years old and I have no disease. So I'm worried that how will the death come?
Huh? My God.
Can you imagine? I looked at her and I said, Amma, you are sitting alone in this palatial bungalow and worrying about how will the death come. I have no illness, no disease or anything like that. You have no financial issues, nothing. Why don't you take your grandchildren to a grand cruise? Go to a Caribbean cruise or anything that your health is good. You have got money also. What is preventing you? You are sitting alone here and thinking about it. How will the death come? So people don't want any reasons. They bring out some reason to worry about.
Swamiji,
Yes, Swamiji, how are you?
Swamiji,
Yes.
we have a factory which manufactures worries. Swamiji, now the question is like this. You very well explained Shraddha in the path of devotion. Can you explain what kind of Shraddha one requires when he chooses a path of knowledge?
When we choose a path of knowledge, we surrender to the Guru Tattva, the teaching principle. We surrender to that because that teaching principle, from there only we'll get the knowledge. You see, Guru is not a form. You see, Guru is a teaching principle. Now this text, Vakya Vritti, is a Guru. It is a teaching principle. It is teaching us. Isn't it? So that surrender has to be there, because without that surrender, we will not be in perfect tune with our Guru. When the surrender is total, we are in perfect tune with our teacher. Then the communication is proper. So that is why the surrender is very important, whether we take to path of devotion, bhakti, or to the path of inquiry or jnana yoga. In both, the surrender is important to fine-tune ourselves with our Ishtadevta or with our Sadguru, so that the communication is perfect.
Okay, Swamiji, now second one is the deep sleep your article on deep sleep is still haunting us, Swamiji.
Haunting us?
Yeah, we had a study circle on 3 days back on Tuesday, and we discussed that threadbare, each sentence. Now, in the end, you mentioned Ati Alpachit awareness. Ati Alpachit or awareness. Is it not it's a full awareness, not illumining Satchit Anand, not illumining anything?
No,
because no objects.
It is not illumining anything else. It is only the we are aware of our own existence in the deep sleep state, because nobody experiences his non-existence in deep sleep state. But then he is not aware of anything else. That is why it is called as Ati Alpa, that is almost ignorant. They are not telling that completely ignorant. That completely ignorant word is not used. Almost ignorant, or say more or less ignorant, or almost ignorant, they will use it, but not complete ignorance, because nobody experiences one's non-existence in the deep sleep state. We always,
At the same time, it does not. Nobody experiences the existence in the deep sleep.
yeah, the other things are not experienced. So that awareness of one's existence is there, but it is not completely gone there. So therefore, it is called as almost ignorance. Pradnya. The deep sleeper is called as pradnya. Prayana ajna. Prayana ajna means almost ignorant, not completely ignorant. That is pradnya, prayana ajna. So that Satchidananda is there in the deep sleep state. Because there is no awareness of anything else. Therefore, we have this bliss, we are in our essential nature. So that is blissful. And therefore, without any object of enjoyment, without any experiencer of that object of enjoyment, nor that object of enjoyment is there, and yet we are blissful.
Okay. Yogi Bhai, question and any question?
This is now got a clarity.
Yogi Bhai?
Yeah, I can. You can hear me?
Now we can hear you.
This was the same discussion, and we were having a issue on this, which is now clarified by Swamiji. Because Swamiji, what was misunderstood, or I don't know if you guide us, was since the ego is in the seed form in deep sleep, hence is it that it still has the veiling power, because of which we can't see the other side, the truth?
Ego is in dormant state, you see.
Yeah.
Ego is in dormant state. That is why we are blissful.
Okay, so both the powers, the veiling and projection, are totally cut off?
The veiling power is still there because we are in Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is the causal body. Causal body is ignorance. Okay, so that veiling is there, but the projection is not there.
So that is what we were having, that, because that we were saying that almost ignorant means the fact that we are not aware and not able to see the truth because of this veiling.
So the veiling is there, almost ignorant is said because we do not experience our non-existence as such. Everybody has this notion of their existence in the deep sleep state. So therefore, there is an awareness there, but not of anything else. So therefore, it is called as pradnya or prayana ajna, almost ignorant, but not completely ignorant.
Okay. Anybody else?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, sure.
When Swamiji, when you say about
Speak loudly. Come near your mic.
Swamiji, when you say I'm audible?
Yeah.
When we say about worrying, so worrying is like measure some issues, or suppose like I just give you one example. No, I have to attend Swamiji's lecture. Is that also is worrying? It is called worrying. Or I say like, no, I have to fulfill this task, or I have to complete this work, like, or that all those things are also worrying.
That is not worrying. I have to complete the task or I have to attend the satsang. That is not worrying. Okay, you have to do your duty, you have to fulfill a task and you have to do it. That's it. What is to worry about? If you are going for a satsang to somewhere else, some other place, and then you are worried about whether I'll reach there on time or not, whether I'll get caught up in traffic and all that thing, that worrying also you should give up.
But that is a related worrying, no? That is related worries.
So that is a related worrying, that I'm going from point A to point B for satsang, and then I'm afraid that I may not reach in time or I may get caught up in traffic. Those kind of worrying should not be there. We have to start before time, well before time, and taking into consideration the possibility of traffic jam and things like that. And in spite of that, if we get stuck somewhere, well, so that's it. What can be done? There is no need of sitting and worrying.
But still we say, no, we propose, God dispose.
So we did our best and then we enjoy the traffic, see the traffic and people around.
But when this center...
And nowadays, the cell phone is available. You can hear the satsang on the cell phone while waiting for the traffic to clear.
Yes, no, but this sentence "tat tvam asi" is small, sweet, and desirable.
Yeah.
But when you go in depth, you are lost. Like if you are in an ocean, So and you are going in the ocean, but then there is no way out. Like that, I feel we are
But
going deep and deep, but we don't know where we are. We are in the mid of ocean, but I can't see any shore,
So you are a salt doll. And then when you enter the ocean deeper and deeper, then the doll will not remain. You will merge with that.
Yeah, that is there, but still
So you will not have any individuality to think about.
Yeah, but then why it is made so complicated? Why God didn't give us a simplicity, that okay, you do this, and do how these rituals are formed.
Now he says it is simple, but we have made things complicated. See, the problem is that when there is something difficult, when something which is abundantly available, see, pure self is abundantly available every time, everywhere, and always everywhere. You see, the thing is that when something that is rare, we'll search for that. And we'll go to miles away and this and that. We go to find diamonds and diamond mines and things like that. They are rare, not easily available and all that thing. But that which is easily available at all times in abundantly, we have zero value for that. You see?
Yes, that is true.
Now, earth, land is scarce. So land, we have got some value. Compared to land, water is more. So water has got less value compared to land. Air is even more than water. So it has got less value compared to land and water. And then we go into space. Space is more abundant and that has got less value or zero value compared to land, water and air. And then we come to pure consciousness, which is even subtler and more pervasive, always everywhere. And it has got zero value. When it is abundantly available, something we have got no value for that. And that is why it becomes difficult. When we go to a subtler and subtler level, that which is available. It is not that something which is subtle and then we have to search for it like a needle in the haystack. No, nothing like that. So it is abundantly available at all times. And we are that, even in our ignorance, we are nothing less than that alone.
No, but when we say that this is a treasure of life, but then why we search this treasure at the end of our life or when it is ending? Why we don't, why the thought doesn't?
No, the Vairagya doesn't come early, no. Unless we have Purvajanma Samskara or we have been practicing this for some past lives together, that Vairagya doesn't come from birth itself. Otherwise, after the birth, we'll take the Kamandal and go into the forest immediately. But no, that Vairagya has not come. So then we go to the process of the growing process and school and college and education, profession, business, marriage, this and that. And then slowly it starts dawning. Then we turn towards spirituality and all that thing. So it takes time. If it comes earlier, then Vairagya comes earlier, then we'll take to it earlier.
No, you mean to say that Vairagya means certain incident happens in your life such a way that you feel this material world is not real or you thak jate hain or oop jate hain, like that it is. Is it that?
Vairagya can come in many ways. Vairagya can come through Vivek Buddhi also after observing the world around us. Where is the happiness? Where is the joy? Where is the pleasure in this world? You see, and with Viveka Buddhi, when we analyze, then only that Vairagya will come. Otherwise, it will not come. Avesha Vairagya doesn't last. Because as soon as the conditions become conducive or favorable, then we'll be back to square one. Then we are again there. Because now things are all favorable to me, so I'm enjoying it. That Vairagya that was there for some time, that's gone, disappeared. But with Viveka, that Vairagya comes with thorough analysis, that will last. Whether conditions are conducive or non-conducive, it doesn't make any difference.
No, but for that also we require lots of intelligence and all. If person is not for common intelligent, will not understand only this Vivek and
so therefore there are two parts. The simple one is Bhakti Yoga, surrender.
But surrender also sounds so difficult, Swamiji. You say so nicely, surrender, and you say bye. But what?
So-
We are surrendering. We are taking a deep jump in a well like that. It is. Don't know will come out or not.
So the thing is that either mano ya jano.
Yeah.
So
No,
manna
but
is
here to
bhakti
Manu
yoga.
and Janu both is there. No, Swamiji, Manu Janu,
Manna is bhakti yoga. Janna is jnana yoga.
Jnana Yoga. Correct. Like,
Either accept, that is bhakti yoga, or
Mhm.
no, that is jnana yoga.
Swamiji,
Ah.
Swamiji, how the way you have described this bhakti and gnana, bhakti, this surrender is very difficult. Actually, janna acha hai.
either accept or no.
Yeah.
So those who consider themselves to be a little intelligent or they have got an analytical mind, they have difficulty in accepting. So then no, then analyze and no. Or those who find analysis difficult, then accept and surrender.
Surrender is very difficult, Swamiji, the way you have described.
that is what I'm saying. So nicely, you say surrender. So cutely, you are saying cutely. You surrender, but where? Then how to surrender? It's so difficult.
Then only we are real bhaktas. Then only, isn't it?
Yes, that is
If the
true.
surrender is not there, then what bhakti we are doing? You see. So therefore, these are the only two paths available to us: bhakti and jnana.
Yeah, Jnana Yoga is better because at least there is some book knowledge is there. People like you and Pankaj Bhai are there to guide us, like, so at least some lamp is we can see. In surrender, we can see only God, like, Krishna or Ram or somebody. And then you said that, no, you don't have to believe that also. Those are forms, like, so again, question comes,
No, but-
where is a God?
No,
Who
but-
we surrender to?
When a bhakta is there, bhakta is totally surrendered through bhakti marga, through bhakti yoga itself, they have realized the truth. Tukaram
but
Maharaj
to
realized the
surrender.
truth through bhakti yoga. Namdev Maharaj realized the truth through bhakti yoga. So there are so many bhaktas are there. Those who realize the truth through bhakti yoga only. Through bhakti they got the jnana. They were the Lord bhakti, the devotees of Lord Vithala, and they realized the truth, and they realized that absolute non-dual reality also. Jnana also they got. So through bhakti also and through jnana also.
Swamiji, it should not happen that I am neither here nor there.
See, that is why there should be not too many choices
Yes.
in life. When there are no choices, that is the best thing. So
Correct.
you take one path. But here also there are only two, either bhakti or jnana, and both ends are they in the same place.
Yes.
So that is what it is. So choiceless existence is the best.
Anyways, can we end, Swamiji?
Okay, so we'll conclude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.